Hey guys, it's me, Delicious Delights. How are you guys doing? Hopefully well. Okay, so today I have a review on the latest fragrance from the House of Byredo, and it's called Velvet Haze. So before I begin, I just want to mention that before I test any fragrance, I usually take the name of the fragrance and use that name to set me up to what I think the fragrance might smell like. So for example, any zoologist fragrance, the latest one being camel. When you hear camel, you're probably already thinking that the fragrance will smell like an actual camel or a camel in its environment. So I think that names are so important to fragrances, and I'm pretty sure that when companies come up with fragrances, the name of it is also very important and well thought out. So I think it's just something that we kind of take for granted, we don't really think about. But for me, I always pay attention to the name. Then I kind of think of some kind of imagery in my mind and set my nose up and set my mind up for the actual fragrance. So Velvet Haze, what did I think about in particular? I thought about the 90s album from Janet Jackson called The Velvet Rope, which is absolutely fantastic, by the way. And I also thought about the haze part. Then I thought about some kind of wispy air of smoke just traveling over that velvet rope, velvet carpet kind of thing. So I'm not really sure if that's even useful for any of you. I know that I do it all the time. I'm curious if you guys do that as well. And yeah, let's get into the review. So sorry about that. So the opening of this fragrance, the very first thing that happened to me is that I got a very stinging sensation right here, so much so that my eyes kind of wince like this. And I have that with a lot of fragrances, but luckily it doesn't last very long. Right away, I imagined that velvet rope, velvet carpet, and right away this fragrance to me smells like a very thick, warm, and smooth, velvety, carpety feel. Now, what does that smell like to me? It smells like warm soil and earth. And if you've ever picked up a big glob of warm soil, you might think that it might be gritty and gross and disgusting, but it's actually quite smooth. So that's the connection that I made with the opening. Apart from that, the most obvious note to my nose is the note of coconut. So what I pictured was a big pile of coconut shavings rolled up in a red velvet carpet, and then burying that carpet under some moist, dark soil. So it's a very strange imagery that I came up with. I know that everyone uses their own imagery and imagination to come up what a fragrance smell like, but that's what I got. So if you can imagine that somehow, that's what this fragrance smells like to me in the opening. I know it's very abstract and very weird, but hey, I can only tell you my experience with it. So the mid of this fragrance is very different, however. The coconut is still there, the warmness is still there, the smoothness, the thickness is still there, but I also sense a floral kind of smell, a sweet floral. I'm not really sure what kind of floral it is, but it smells like a very uplifting, sweet floral that just wakes it up a little bit from it being so heavy and just... what's that? I'm going like this, as if I'm like compressing some soil. The florals kind of just blossom in the mid of this fragrance, and it wakes it up, makes it a little bit more happier, less serious. And I enjoy this mid more than the opening. I also get a crayon kind of smell. And I have noticed this smell before in a Byredo fragrance. It was called Super Cedar. I reviewed that a long time ago. I will link it down in the description box, but apart from those florals and the warm soil, I get crayon smell. And I also smell this crayon smell in Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker. So If I'm not mistaken, that is patchouli. That is a note of patchouli that's giving me that crayony smell. So I have no idea what the notes are in this. So it could be in the notes, it could not be, but if you smell super cedar and you smell that crayony note, it's also in this fragrance. All right, so in the dry down of this fragrance, it smells like a combination of all of those things that I just mentioned, but the difference is that there is a slight sweetness that comes out on my skin, which is very, very interesting, and also an animalic musk, which is so weird. That was not what I was expecting out of this fragrance. The musk works in it, but at this point, my nose is so tired out from everything that's been going on in this fragrance. It's a very challenging fragrance. It's very interesting and complicated in my opinion. And so what I got from this fragrance is a animalic, musky, warm, weird, creamy from the coconut, milky from the coconut smell. Also slightly sweet coming from florals, I think. Crayony smell probably from patchouli, and all of those things put together to me is just too much. It's an enjoyable smell because it does keep you on your toes, it does keep you interested, it does keep you challenged, but for me it's just way, way, way too much. Too many things going on at the same time with this fragrance that I can't personally enjoy it. And on my skin, it kind of feels a little bit cloying. So I do give it points for being very unique and interesting. And that's exactly what niche fragrances are for the most part. So yes, if you're looking for a very complicated, interesting kind of fragrance, then definitely give this a try. But for me, it was just way, way too many things going on. And although it smelled okay to me, it's not something that I think that I would like to wear or enjoy to wear. So that would be my fragrance review on the House of Byredo's Velvet Haze. If you guys have tried this fragrance, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback, and I will see you guys back with another video soon. Bye!